Yo guys, what's going on? Acez here today with another video. In today's video, we're going to have a short conversation about Battlestate Games not really saying anything at all when it comes to the issues with PvE, specifically in patch 14.9.5. Do me a favor, make sure you're dropping a like on this one here today, and of course, make sure you subscribe to the channel. So like I said, this is going to be a fairly short conversation, but I did want to follow up with you guys because I had originally said if we don't see any changes by Monday, then we should start to be concerned. It's obviously the morning of Tuesday now, and there has been not a single thing communicated from anywhere. The only real thing that's been tweeted and posted was an arena post about one of the tournaments they're doing, which was then retweeted by either Battlestate Games or the Escape from Tarkov Twitter account. But as for any official post or really anything at all, it's been complete radio silence. Nikita on his personal Twitter hasn't said anything. As for the Tarkov and BSG accounts, I believe one of them retweeted one of the characters getting his own Tarkov pop, or whatever they're officially called in the game. And, you know, the one thing about the arena tournament, there's been nothing else at all. So on the day the patch was implemented, and that was the day that I talked about the FPS being completely tanked on local raids for PvE, I replied to one of their tweets saying the patch was complete. I can put it on screen if I remember. But basically, I simply said, like, the game is kind of unplayable with the FPS tanks. And that tweet, that reply, got the most likes out of any of the replies to that tweet. So that would put it at the top of the list. Meaning, if BSG or Nikita or anybody from BSG check that tweet, they would see my complaints with the patch first, meaning they would technically be aware of it if they checked in on the feedback to that tweet. Now, I hadn't posted anything else really, but what did happen was later that day, it was probably 7 or 8 hours later, Nikita had tweeted out that he hopes we are enjoying the patch. So there was no acknowledgement from that point on. And then over the weekend, obviously, I covered all the exploit issues going on right now in Escape from Tarkov PVE, such as unlimited skill gain, literally free loot out of raids, and the ability to literally guarantee yourself 100 million rubles out of every single marked room if you really wanted to. And there's some stuff that I didn't even cover. I didn't cover how to not die every single raid. You can get out of a death pretty much every single raid. I might have mentioned it in one of those videos. I can't really remember. I didn't mention any of the XP exploits that are going on right now. I didn't mention any of the other things such as guaranteeing yourself a completed task. Like, there is a million different things that is wrong with patch 14.9.5, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff wrong with the patch too. Like, the list is very long, but just to name a couple extra things, you know, when it comes to doing anything with Lightkeeper, seems like it's completely broken for all solo players. Task not registering as complete, new task not being given to you, not even being able to go on the island to see Lightkeeper. None of that. It's all broken right now, and, you know, we just got to see them at least start fixing one thing at a time on a bare minimum. And there has just been complete radio silence. So we're going to discuss very quickly what the best options are when it comes to fixing these issues, not only quickly, but effectively. And the number one option is to simply turn off local raids, or to adjust the game to where you can fine-tune the hideout to disable using the gym, and also have the settings for practice raids reset every time the box is ticked or unticked. Now, I think it's easier for them just to put us back on their servers rather than to completely try and figure out a way to fix the gym and to figure out how to code in a reset for unchecking and checking the practice mode. I feel like it's way easier for them to just throw us on servers again until they can get the issues resolved. But the fact that they haven't done anything at all is kind of concerning, and it honestly makes me feel like they're just going to leave it. So the longer that we go without a response from BSG or a silent fix, that's something they love to do. Update the stuff behind the scenes, don't say a damn word about it. That's a very common theme for BSG, and I would love for them to do that. I don't know how they would want to do that, which route they would want to go, but if they do a silent fix behind the scenes, that's perfect. That's great. You don't need to announce it. You don't need to bring more attention to it if you don't want to. Just fix it, and then it's done, and we don't have to talk about it anymore. But the fact that we have gone this long without even the simplest update, such as we are aware of the issues with PvE mode, please stay tuned for a hotfix, a patch, or more information. Like, if they would just tweet out something like that, that's a step in the right direction. But the lack of communication is going to start to deter the players who are not exploiting, and it might start to entice them to exploit, because the longer it goes unaddressed, the more people are going to think, well, they're not going to ban anybody. They're not going to do anything. They're just going to leave it in the game. They don't care. They're not going to fix it. Like, the people that are holding on to continuing to play the game legitimately and how it's intended to be played, some of those players might start to think, like, why not do it to complete just one task or to get one quest item, to get one thing I need? And then, you know, that's where it starts. And that's when you kind of just spiral out of control. It's like, oh, that just made that task so easy. Maybe I'll do it for the next one. And then that person the entire day is exploiting. That's not something you want to do. It's a very slippery slope. BSG need to get on top of it. They need to address it. They need to get ahead of it. And we are seeing the entire Escape from Tarkov PVE flea market suffering desperately from these exploits, man. Like, items are tanking in price. And it's just like, you know, it's one of those things where it just doesn't make sense to me personally from the outside looking in. It doesn't make sense to me why it hasn't been addressed yet. But for them, maybe there's a very good reason for it. Maybe they are simply still not in the office. Maybe they just took Monday off. Maybe they are still figuring things out and, you know, getting all their equipment back and their crew back from TwitchCon. That's been over for a bit, I thought, though. So, you know, I don't know what's going on over there, obviously. So I try to always give them the benefit of the doubt, but the fact that nothing's even been addressed yet, or silently fixed, or just anything, is a little concerning to me, and I did want to talk about it here this morning. I don't intend on showing any of the other exploits, even the ones I mentioned that I hadn't made videos on. I won't be making any more stuff on it, but I will be updating you guys if they're going to do something about it. And the moment these get fixed, I plan on making another update video on that, but I'm not going to continue to show exploits. It will continue to be the normal content here, and, you know, I did want to provide an update that there is no update. And I think that is a problem. So that's why I'm making this video. Real quick, before we wrap it up, I do want to thank you guys for all the support recently on the channel. It's been absolutely insane. We are under 100 subscribers away from hitting 25,000. So thank you guys so much for that. 25% of the way there, baby. Let's keep going. Do me a favor. Make sure you drop it a like. Make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. I'm out.